Hi everyone, happy Easter. I haven't done a video for a while because I've been in hospital. I had a really bad relapse, so I was in hospital for a while. Been out just over a week, recouping, trying to get back to normal. Not really there yet, nowhere near really, but I'm feeling a little bit better. I caught that norovirus when I came out, so it weren't pretty. Yeah, so thought I'd do a video. My carer's just left, so she got me up and whatnot. So I'm going to try and put the dinner on in a little while because I've just got the boys at the moment, Nat and Kane. Ren's down in Bedford at her nan and granddad's. So yeah, it's just me and the boys for Easter. So yeah, what I was going to talk about, I said in one of my next videos, I was going to talk about. Sorry about the camera, I'm trying to hold it. I was going to talk about what multiple sclerosis actually was, because I don't know whether everybody knows what it actually is. Basically, it's an autoimmune disorder that basically my immune system is attacking my own body. It's attacking my central nervous system, my brain and my spinal, the nerves in my brain and my spinal cord. Your nerve, you've got, it's just right, okay, I'll show you this. Right, so you've got your phone charger, right? It's my phone charger. Anyway, so your nerve is pretty much like this. This is the only way I can really explain it. The insulation on the outside is called a myelin. So you have insulation on the outside of your nerve. It's called the myelin. The immune system attacks this until it eats away at it, and then it gets to the wires inside, which would be your nerves. And that's when the permanent damage starts to happen. So when the permanent disability starts to happen on the person that's got multiple sclerosis. So every time somebody has a relapse, it eats away, eats away, eats away. So my immune system is actually, so my own body is turned on itself. They don't know what causes it. They know it's got something to do with a lack of vitamin D3, which is sunlight. And that's a lot to do with your immune system, your bones and muscles, I do believe as well. Like I said, don't quote me on everything I say, because I'm still learning. You know, it's taken me 3.5 years to know what I know now, and I'm still not fully. Anyway, I'm going to put this down now. I'm still now holding it. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically what it is. There's over, I don't even know how many symptoms, but I'd say 50 plus. So fatigue, sight problems. And when I say fatigue is exhaustion. It's not just being tired. It's exhaustion. Anyway, sight problems, hearing problems. I'm blind in my left eye. Well, not completely blind anymore. It's coming back. But my sight is dodgy in my left eye. At the moment, it completely went. It's still blotchy. My hearing in my left ear is dodgy too. It completely went in my left ear. And my whole right side is my whole right side is my arm's not so bad now. I've just got severe pain in the top of my arm, but my leg is completely dead. I can just about flicker my toes. So let me just turn this down, sorry. So I've just got one extra sitting here playing. On top of a lot of other problems it causes. Jeez. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking about other problems I've had. Sight problems, like I said, vision. My vision is awful now. I've been blind. When I first found out I had it, my story, basically, I had a migraine for like 30 odd days. Wouldn't go, taking every painkiller under the sun, every migraine remedy. You know, doctors were giving me migraine stuff after migraine stuff. But taken into hospital, they thought I had a brain tumour. They was going to do a biopsy on my temple. Didn't end up doing it, thank God. Found out I had MS. Basically did a lot of tests, neurological like examinations and stuff like that, which I didn't know they were doing that at that point, obviously. So anyway, so, and I went blind in my right eye. That was my first signs. But my first sign, I say that was my first signs, it wasn't my first signs. Looking back now, I can even say probably, since I was a little girl, my parents took me to the doctor all the time, because I was so clumsy. When I say clumsy, I'm talking, if anyone knows my little boy Nathaniel, yeah, I was 10, like, God, worse than him. He trips over fresh air. That's what I did, but I used to do a lot worse. I was covered in bruises all the time. People thought, well, my parents were investigated by social services on more than one occasion, due to thinking I was abused. I wasn't, but obviously I was just clumsy. Anyway, so going back to symptoms, glandular fever is a major indicator. That's what they ask you as well when they're diagnosing if you've had glandular fever. I had it twice. Once really, really bad. Leg problems, numbness. I get this almighty burning, like my legs are on fire, my thighs are on fire. When I say on fire, I mean actually on fire. You want to put them in ice, you want to put them in cold water. It's so painful that you just want to lay there and cry. Same way goes. Neurological pain is different to normal pain, even though my brain, like, so my message receptors, so my brain and my spinal cord send messages to move my hand, move my mouth, move my nose. You know, move my nose. I'm not really moving my nose, but you know what I mean. Oh, God, I'm such an idiot. Anyway, so move your leg, move. That is all messed up. That is all messed up. So my speech can go. How I hear your speech to me can go. There's so many bladder problems, bowel problems, numbness all over your body. When I say all over your body, my face goes numb. It's like I've had a stroke. Like, I don't know, if I smile, you can see my face has dropped, which I'm not really going to do because I don't like it. My face has dropped on one side. I don't know if you can tell when I'm talking like this. I don't think you probably can. I don't know if you can. It's like I've kind of had a stroke. The look of having a stroke. I don't know how it feels to have a stroke. But my whole face, right side of my face goes numb, to the point of half my tongue is numb, half my nose is numb. And I sit there like poking myself like this, going, it feels really weird. First time it happened, I thought I was actually having a stroke. There's just so many symptoms. You say, oh, I'm feeling like this today, you're feeling like that today. And it's all to do with the MS. But I suppose not every like health symptom I probably have is down to my MS, but majority of it is. The pain as well. Oh my God, the pain. Neuralgia, fibromyalgia. That's another condition actually on its own. But you can get this thing called neuralgia. There's another name for it, and I can't really remember. I'm not really great on all the names of everything, all the symptoms. They've all got their own like special medical names, and you know, I'll just use the names that I use for them. You feel like you've been hit by a bus, and when I say what I say, you know, you're probably thinking, oh yeah, drama queen. No, I'm not joking. Yeah, it feels like you've been run over. You feel like you've been beaten up, but there's no bruising. It just feels like you've been beaten up. If anyone's ever been beaten up, yeah, or had severe bruising through, I don't know, an accident or anything like that, the next morning you wake up after you've had that accident or whatever, that's how you feel. Your face, your arms, your legs. Try living with that 24/7. Electric shocks as well. Someone can brush past me when in the street. My whole body will just go electric shocks will run through from the tip of my toes to the top of my head, and it will take my breath away. Like, it's not always as severe as that, but most of the time. And my body I know when I'm going through it, I can feel it, but other people who know obviously about that can see when I go through it, because my whole body will just go goosebumps will just come along like all over my body. Colour difference in my eyes, in my eyesight. I don't see colours like you see colours anymore. The brightness has gone. God, it's so hard, do you know, to rename all the symptoms. I'm not going to go through all of them, because that could take forever. But there's like over 50 symptoms plus, like I said, 50 symptoms plus that are related to multiple sclerosis. Like I said, they don't know what causes it. It's not hereditary, it doesn't run in the family, but it's genetic. So they say. They only know so much about it. They're researching every day. I suppose that, you know, there's no cure for it. You know, people tell you all the time, you don't look sick. Maybe if you change your diet, maybe if you do this, maybe if you do that. Do you know what, that's really not helpful to somebody like me or someone with MS. It's actually you hear it once, you hear it twice, you hear it 1,000 times. You actually want to scream when somebody does that. And I know they're only trying to help, but it's not helpful. Don't you think if changing my diet would cure this, I'd do it? Of course I would. Everybody would. There's no cure for it. Nothing, you know, I'm not sitting here being negative or anything like that. There's how not to be negative when you're talking about an incurable disease. There's, you know, there is a few positives that have come out of me having this. I've changed a lot, like as a person. Drastically, actually. I don't drink anymore. You know, God, I used to love a good time. Everyone that knew me would have known I wanted a good time and drink and party and whatever else. I don't come out my house. Actually, to be quite honest, I'm housebound at the moment. My flat is the top floor flat in a block. The third floor, no lift. So I'm actually housebound. I've got carers coming in 3 times a day to help me to take the weight off the children. They're moving me to a bungalow as soon as possible, which I can't wait, because I'll be able to get my independence back, and they're going to get me an electric wheelchair, hopefully, or I buy it myself. Either way, they've requested that that's the wrong word, requested. That's another thing as well, words come out wrong. To me, it might sound okay. To you, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. Requested, that's not the right word. Anyway, they've said I need an electric wheelchair to conserve my energy because of my fatigue, because I can't push a normal wheelchair with my arms, because I can't even hold my body weight anymore, so I can't even lift myself out of the bath. I have to have someone bath me. Embarrassing, yes, I'm 39. But, do you know what? I'm over it. I need to bath. I need to bathe my skin. So it is what it is. Whether or not all this stays the way it is now, I don't know. But I've got like 1% movement in my left leg. Sorry, right leg, see. To where I've got like 3%, 4% in my left. That's another thing, another symptom. Brain fog, confusion. Brain fog means like you've got this almighty, like you've got fog outside, almighty fog that it descends down on your head. You can't even think straight, let alone do anything. That normally comes in the afternoon for me, but I've not long woke up, so, well, I say not long woke up, I've been up quite a while, but I'm not really awake yet. Yeah, so where was I? Sorry, I keep going backwards and forwards. That's why I do the backwards and forwards talking all the time. Forgotten now. Yeah, so I've got carers coming in 3 times a day. They're going to move me to an adapted bungalow. Well, if it's not adapted, they're going to adapt it, like wet room, the whole thing like that. So it's going to be easier. So I can pretty much live without assistance. Maybe I still have to have carers, I don't know. Maybe I will need help, because I don't want the kids to do any more, because they've done enough. It hurts me, upsets me to see my kids doing everything the way they are. Yeah, they're kids. They need to go out and enjoy themselves, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, kids do chores. This is beyond doing chores, right? you know, my eldest son shouldn't be getting me out of the bath. You know, it's not right. Anyway, so that's why I'm having carers, basically. And well, it's not why. They've said I have to have carers. So once I have these for 12 weeks, I think it is. And then once 12 weeks is up, they give me this thing called, social services give me a thing called direct payments, where I can pay somebody to be my PA. They're called, actually. They're not called carers anymore. They're called PAs. So they can do whatever I need to do, like cooking, cleaning. The cooking I want to remain to try and do, because I've got some bits in the kitchen to help me, like a stool, a trolley that I can push food on, and stuff like that. And like I said, the kids do help me. They like, to try and stop them helping me. It's just not even worth arguing, because they do. Bless them. They're great kids. My kids are like, I've got the best kids in the world, I tell you. They're so caring and loving and sweet. Anyway, so I'm stuck in my house. To get me down them stairs, I went out the day before yesterday. We went to Bexley Heath we went for something to eat, just me and the boys, and it took me about 20 minutes to get down the stairs. By the time I got down the stairs, I was knackered, but it was beautiful outside. Kane was there as well. He was helping me. It was beautiful outside. It was sunny. It was nice. I just wanted to get out of the house. Sometimes that being knackered, getting down there is worth it, because staying in the house looking at these four walls all the time. I'm sitting here now. I've got the radio on. My blinds are open. Sunshine. I want to go and take my dog for a walk. Can't. You know. But anyway, I'm going to cook dinner though. It's going to take me a while, so I'm going to start from early. I'm going to start in a little while. So I told you a little bit about what MS is. If anyone's got any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them as best as possible. You can Google it. Oh yeah, also, when I came out of hospital, I've said before, I've got relapsing remitting MS. Well, when I've come out of the hospital, on my discharge papers, it says progressive MS. Now, whether that's secondary progressive or primary progressive, straight away I thought, oh my God, because there's no, with relapsing remitting, I can have these disease modifying drugs that can halt, it kind of halts the progression, I think, of the disease, and that's what they were thinking about putting me on. Well, if I've got progressive, there's nothing for them to do for me anymore. I do believe it's just treating the pain and the symptoms. That's it, which is no different than they're doing now. And I'm getting worse and worse. So, to be honest with you, I have declined quite rapidly in the past 6 months since moving. And they think that was the trigger of my MS progressing, was my move. That's what they said in the hospital. The stress of the move. And that's another thing, stress. And people will think, really? But no, I'm not joking. Stress, drama. I live my life stress. I try to. You can't live it completely. Stress and drama free. Anyone that brings drama and stress to my life, see you later, bye. Can't be doing with it. It physically exhausts me. It can bring on a relapse, which means I go, my symptoms flare, and more often than not, I go into hospital. That means me being away from my kids. It means Kane has a responsibility of looking after the kids, and his dad does too. Because that's what happened when I was in hospital. Kane had the children, and his dad was just there to back him up and help him, and because Kane actually wanted to do it himself. So he did, getting him up for school, doing all the normal things that I do. Bless him, when I came back, he goes, Mum, I don't know how you do it. So, yeah. Trying to think. So yeah, when I was in hospital, to treat a relapse, what they do, they give you very high dosage. very high dosage of steroids. It's something called methylprednisolone. I can't say dosage, but I can say that. Anyway, you have normally a 3 or a 5 day course in, IV, so it goes straight into your veins. It's a 1 kilogram bag of steroids, so it's not any little dose, it's a massive dose. You talk like a nutter on it. It's like having a energy drink put into your veins. Yeah, but it really does give you a kickstart. It made me feel it made me feel well again. The day after I had my first dose, I was like, ooh, in my head, my body was still not responding very well. But so I was supposed to have 5 days of that. I ended up, because they were going to when they sent me out, they were sending me out with a hospital from home team, which deal with my IV at home. But because how strong the drugs are, I don't think you can see the bruises anymore. But that's one of the bruises, and I had bruises all over my arms. But I think they're pretty much gone now anyway. But I had, I think, 7 IVs in my arm for the space of time I was there, and I wasn't there 7 days. Because every time they put a treatment through my veins now, my veins collapse because it's that strong, and it's very painful because when they flush it, it hurts badly. So yeah, that was it was painful in my left arm. My right arm, I couldn't even feel it. I didn't even feel them put cannulas in my right arm. It's quite strange. It was actually that's what I kept saying. Put it in the right. Put it in the right. So in the end, they didn't send me out with my cannula because just before I came home, I said to the nurse, I said, you need to take this out. It's killing me. And they'd only put it in that morning. I said, it's killing me. You got to take it out. They went to flush it. I was like, no, please don't flush it. Please don't flush it. You can't flush it. Anyway, so yeah, they took it out and they said, well, because of that, we're going to do the 3 days. But if anything happens while you're at home, we'll put you back on it for another 2. So I was like, fair enough. Yeah, so I just looked at the time for this video, 22 minutes. God, I can chat, can't I? Well, mousebound and bedbound most of the time, so I don't talk to anyone but the kids. So sorry people. But anyway, so did you see my face when I just smiled? It's lopsided. Anyway, didn't really want to show you that, but anyway. Who cares? Sitting here with no makeup on or anything. It's like, really don't care anymore. So anyway, yeah, so if anyone's got any questions or anything like that about anything to do with the MS, I'll try and answer them as best I can. Like I said, I'm not an expert, I've just got it. I'll try and answer it. But just before I go, I'll just say another thing about this disease. So lonely. So isolating. Thing is, because you can't plan anything, because you don't know I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow. Like, because I went out 2 days ago, it's really knocked me for 6. So I've been resting and stuff like that, and I have to listen to my body, because if I don't listen to my body, I'm going to regret it and I'm going to end up in hospital. So it's about being very aware of your own body and knowing what your body needs at that point, and you get to learn it. I know when I've got an infection, I can feel it running through my body. An infection can give me a relapse as well. So anyway, like I said, it's a very lonely, isolating disease. You cancel plans, so people stop inviting you places. It's understandable. If someone keeps cancelling, you're going to stop asking them. Please don't stop asking, because I don't mean to. Any of us, anyone with MS, we don't mean to. It's just the way it is. I don't know. I can't force myself to come out if I don't feel well. I'll be no fun for you. I'll be no fun for anyone. Just be moaning all the bloody time. Like I said, it's very lonely. I isolate myself from everybody. One, I don't want to catch anything from anybody, because when I catch stuff, it's not just a cold. I can get pneumonia very quickly. I caught scarlet fever from Nathaniel. I don't know if I can't remember if I've said this before. I caught scarlet fever from Nathaniel once, and it turned into streptococcal pneumonia and streptococcal septicemia. I very nearly died. That's what I'm talking about, you know. So being aware of about coming around me as well when you've got something like cold or something, it's, you know, staying away from people, you know, like the drama thing. You isolate yourself. People stop calling, people stop inviting you. And I know they don't mean it, I know they care, but it's just, and life gets in the way as well. Other people have got their own lives going on. They can't be constantly babysitting me. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got that many friends because I choose not to be quite fair. I've got some very close, you know, I've got my best friend, and another really, really, really good friend, you know, and obviously I've got my family, which, well, I've got my sister, which is my family, but I've obviously got my family, which is Kane's family, his sisters, his aunties, his cousins, and stuff like that. Bless them, they all offer to come round and help and stuff like that. But obviously, as well, I'm pig-headed, I'm proud. Don't want everybody to do my housework and stuff like that. I feel embarrassed. It's embarrassing. So instead of, you know, this is me, my four walls, in my bedroom, my bed, my TV, watching the cars go past outside. Anyone that knew me before knows that's this. God, I was hardly ever at home. To this, you know. But this is what it is. I'm not going to sit and get depressed about it. It's just one of them things. This is the hand I've been dealt. So this is the way it is now. So, you know, by doing these videos, it's awareness for MS and that, because awareness, it's like I said, it's MS Awareness Month. It's very nearly over now, actually. But I'm still going to do the posting. Thanks to Lorraine, my best friend, who's said I should do it, you know, and I think she's right, because also it's therapy for me, to be quite honest with you. I get to talk about things going on with me, and I need to be quite fair, because bottling it up doesn't work. But anyway, I'm going to go. Stop talking your ears off, because they're probably bleeding right now from me talking so much. So yeah. Thanks for listening, and sorry for waffling on for so long. All right?